We got some fresh snow. How do I know? That's because I created this thing back in the day called First Chair, but that's more. So I have a new program, and it's called A First Look. That's what we're going to give you here in just a moment. First look at Vail because I have been out this morning. 2 new inches of Vail, 2 Creek. We've got Billy Dorn in the studio, the road reports, snow reports, and so much more. Stay with us. We're here on the mountain live, and Vail Valley Live starts now.
Hey, good morning there, everyone out there in Eagle County and the Eagle River Valley. Billy Dorn here live in the studios at the Grand Hyatt Vail. Welcome to Vail Valley Live. My man, Ken Hovey. It is so good to see his smiling face out there. And you never know. It should be like, you remember the Where in the World was Matt Lauer thing way back in the day? This should be Where in the World is Ken Hovey, because he's always popping up at these amazing spots. So we'll be checking out with him shortly, because we know you guys at home right now watching, you want to know what's happening up on the mountain. He's going to show us live what's happening as we sit. Right now in the studios here at the Grand Hyatt Vail in Vail, Colorado. I'm looking outside. It's snowing right now. And I got to be honest with you guys, if you have to drive today, I would get out on the road as soon as you possibly can. The conditions are not good. We will be talking about the road conditions, our weather updates, and all that kind of good stuff, and some really great recorded stuff we're going to show you guys. But the travel today is going to be hugely challenging. I believe the snow started a little bit wet, so the roads are already a little icy. In fact, the drive in this morning, Ken has some video, I think, of some video of him driving in from Gypsum today, and it is not good. But we're going to bring in Ken. He is live on the mountain, and also our good friend Tricia Swenson. She's in the opposite remote area. She is on a fishing boat. Tricia, where are you?
Well, guys, we're here in the Keys. We're right outside of Isla Mirada, and yes, it looks quite a bit different from Ken Hovey's scene. We're on a fishing trip. Okay, so we already caught 2 barracudas. They're in the cooler right now. We'll probably use those as bait.
I love it.
But we're trying to catch some sailfish, and we've seen a couple of sharks already. But we're having a great time. It's already 9:30 here. The sun is out. Beautiful weather. So we're having
You are making me so jealous right now. I'm sitting here watching the snowfall. I'm looking at Hovey up there, the snow covering him, and you're sitting off the coast of the Keys fishing for sailfish. Now, you got to love technology. That just brought out two incredible worlds just came together right here.
I know. Wow. Yeah, what do you think, Ken? I know you're from Florida.
Yeah, I was going to say, I'm insanely jealous right now. I'm having a good time up here, but I love the Keys and I love fishing. And a lot of people would be very surprised. Barracuda is delicious. It's like the only fish people think they'll bite you, but they never do. But it's good to eat. So good eating. Bring
terrific
back some fish tacos, Tricia.
Yeah, they make terrific fish tacos. So, Tricia, if you hook into something big, we got to come back on, because I want to see this live. I want to see Vail Valley's own Tricia Swenson reeling in a massive sailfish. That's my goal today.
Okay, I might be a little too busy trying to reel that thing in. Well, we did have. Hey, what kind of fish did you have, Haley? I had a nurse shark on there, probably about 250 pounds.
I've caught those. So they're like reeling in a tank. Those things are crazy heavy.
Yeah, totally heavy. So we didn't get that, but that's why they call it fishing, not catching, right?
That's true. That's true. Man, it looks like an absolutely perfect Florida day there. I'm looking behind you, and there's barely a cloud in the sky. A few, cartoon clouds hanging on the horizon, but you got those gorgeous blue water right there. Man, you look good there, T. Looking good. Nail it today. Yeah. Show us some good video.
Let's see the bikini shot.
We got a little video. We got some video of them reeling it in and everything, but yeah. So
come on, Tricia.
Fun little...
Let's see the tan line.
Tricia, you set yourself up for this one. This is fantastic.
What'd you say?
He said he wants to see the bikini shot, Tricia.
Tan line.
Oh, that's okay. That's okay.
No, this is great.
Hey, tell Mike we said hello as well. I'm sure he's down there with you. And yeah, you can interrupt us at any time. when you hook into a monster fish. Trisha, got snow on the mountain once again.
Perfect. Well, I hope you guys all had a good Thanksgiving.
Absolutely. Great Thanksgiving. I hope all our viewers had a great Thanksgiving. Of course, this is the close of the Thanksgiving holiday weekend. As I mentioned, if you've been here with us through the weekend, we're so happy you're here. We hope you had a terrific time. And if you are traveling today, make sure you give yourself plenty of time to get back. As I was saying earlier, the roads are slick. The snow is still falling. This will probably continue through today and into tomorrow. I think it wasn't supposed to hit till tomorrow. Hope you correct me if I'm wrong on that, but it came in a little bit early. And the road conditions, as I mentioned, you drove in from Gypsum, and I think we have some a video of you coming in this morning. And the roads have not changed a whole lot. The temperature's still cold. Here's this morning about 5:15. Ken coming in from Gypsum, and it was a cold one.
Yeah, we'll share this with the viewers to get you prepped. I was surprised when I woke up. About 2 inches of snow in my driveway. I've got some shoveling to do when I get home. But we've got about a minute of footage here. I put my phone up on my dash cam so that everybody can see exactly what the drive is like if you are headed from Eagle and Gypsum up Valley. Billy, as you know, you're down Valley as well. Slick, treacherous roads, quite a bit of snow coming through everywhere from, I would say, Gypsum and Eagle, where the snow has subsided. But Billy, once you get into Edwards and Avon, the snow picks back up again.
Yeah, coming in this morning, it was a slick one. I mean, I got a four-wheel drive truck, and I was still sliding around a little bit. So if you are heading out, as I mentioned, there's Dow Junction. Please take your time today. I know you hear that a lot, and you assume you should, but areas like Dow Junction, I don't know if you knew this, but the Dow Junction corridor, that little stretch right there connecting the Eagle Vail area with the Vail area, is one of the most treacherous little sections of interstate in the entire North American continent, because you are not only on an interstate, not only in the Rocky Mountains, not only snow and ice, but you're on a bridge as it curves right that way. So please take your time today. Give yourself plenty of space to get to where you need to go. Be considerate of others. And I'm going to preach a little bit here. Use those signals. Use the yields. Take your time. And if you're driving up the passes, if you are not a fast and confident driver, stay to the right. That left lane is for people who kind of know what they're doing. It's for trucks that need to keep that momentum going. So please stay to the right. Let that left lane be open for other people. Just take your time. If you're not used to it, you'll get there. There's still plenty of time. But Hovi, you'll back me on that one. The driving in the mountains in the wintertime, especially not used to it, can be treacherous, as you said earlier.
Straight up, I say the word idiot way more lately than ever. Like, I say maybe like twice a week. Now I use that term, that adjective, like 10 times a day. I'm like, look at this idiot.
Yeah.
Don't be an idiot, right?
It's challenging.
Plenty of time.
It's challenging.
Yeah,
it's got to the point now where they put it on the signs, the big highway signs. You actually have to tell you, please stay to the right if you're not going fast, basically.
I think it would be cool if they put on the signs, don't be an idiot. That would be really cool. So if CDOT's watching right now, that would be awesome. And, if they recognize someone on their cameras and they can call them out like, hey, guy in the red Tesla, you're an absolute idiot. Slow down and get over to the right. That would be great.
That would be personalized service.
We're going to have a snow coming by here in a moment. We've got some video cats. We've got some footage of the webcams. Wanted to talk about uphill traffic right now because people are probably wondering, hey, Ken, how'd you get up on the mountain? Did you jump on the lift early? No, I'm still working on that. Right now, I'm earning those turns by hiking up the mountain. I've got my split board on. Uphill traffic and travel, Billy, is allowed right now. But there are some rules to it. Number one, you want to make sure that you stay out of the way of the snowcats. And you know what I'm going to do right now? I'm actually going to move on over. I'll grab my camera.
Yeah, they'll win that one. They'll win that competition.
You always want to make sure. Yeah, and you always want to make sure that you stop someplace. Hopefully that'll stop. Yeah, someplace that they can see you. Here comes somebody that's riding down. Looks like an employee. You need to be on the mountain or up the mountain and then off the mountain a half an hour before the lifts open. So the lifts open at 9 o'clock. That means you need to, if you're an uphill traffic person, you need to be off the mountain by 8:30 in the morning. And then if you're thinking about skinning up after the mountain closes, you can start hiking up the mountain a half an hour after closure, which means you could do it at 4 o'clock. But be smart. I got my headlamp on.
Yeah.
Makes it really easy to see, and I did start this hike at 6:15 this morning in the dark. Make sure also as you're going up, be aware, head on a swivel. There's a lot of mountain operations going on if you're doing this hike. The snowmobiles are going up. You just saw a snowcat go by. Make sure you can be seen. Be big, be bright, have you like be aware of your surroundings. Don't put your headphones on and put your head down and just be digging in. So
You're
be
right,
on the
Ken.
lookout.
Be visible, be aware. Because you're kind of
Absolutely.
in a work zone, especially before those lifts open. You're kind of in a work zone. Those crews up there getting the mountain ready. We're going to take it to a break. Before we do, I want to remind everyone you're watching Vail Valley Live. You can follow us on YouTube. You can check us out and like us on Facebook, or of course vailvalley.com. You can watch a show from anywhere in the world and see people like Trisha fishing down in the Keys. I'm very jealous. We're going to take it to a break. We got more coming up. Please stick around on Vail Valley Live.
In the extraordinary, we're free to discover more together. Experience it for yourself this winter. Get your lift tickets today.
Hi, I'm Peggy Ziegler, fashion guru and stylist for the Outlet Silverthorne. I'm here to share with you an amazing place called Colorado Welcome Center. We've got fabulous brochures on all the nearby places and towns and things to do right here while you're in Summit County and in the Outlet at Silverthorne. And of course, pick up your Elite Savings Booklet, offering you fabulous discounts and a rewards program too, soon.
Back to Ken Hovey shortly, but right now we're going to take a look at the Vail Daily headlines. Of course, the Vail Daily has been around over 40 years here in the Valley, doing great reporting, letting us know what's happening. These papers are available all throughout Eagle County, kiosks all over the place. As we take to the headlines, let's see what's going on. There's our girl, right? That photo right there, Michaela Schifrin. Man, she is definitely our local hero out there. She is in Killington, Vermont right now, and this, you know what? This is for the first time in about 12 years she's lost this race. She came in 13th, so I'm not going to say lost. She finished. Of course, that's always great. Came in 13th. She usually wins this race. But she's also got all kinds of stuff on her plate. So that report right there is on page 822. So check that out. Always cool to see what's going on with Michaela. She has such an exciting life, and she's still the winningest female skier ever, I believe, is her title right now. And so she just keeps knocking it out of the ballpark. So, you know, if she takes a 13th now and again, I don't care, right? Also, looking on the headlines right there, a costly wait for paramedics. Now, we've all been dealing with, you know, all this post-pandemic issues with deliveries of shipping and all kinds of products. Well, that goes all the way down to ambulance services. Eagle County usually brings in 2 new ambulances every few years to add to their stable of 14 ambulances. And right now, there's no foreseeable future of us getting any new ones. There'll at least be probably a year or so before we get a new ambulance. So hopefully the ones we have are running good, because the deliveries just keep knocking things around. And also, we're just coming out of this wonderful Thanksgiving holiday. We hope you guys all had a terrific time here in Eagle River Valley, here in Vail, Beaver Creek, Edwards, wherever you're staying. Cordillera, Bachelor's Gulch. We hope it was a terrific holiday. But one of the best parts of the holidays, there it is, the leftovers. It's my favorite. My wife is rolling her eyes at me right now because our refrigerator is full of turkey drumsticks and all kinds of stuff, and it's my favorite things, the leftovers. So that's right there. Check that out in local region. And finally, our own, this is exciting to me, being an actor myself and working in many, many movies myself, Vail Valley Live's own Meredith Kirkman. She is doing great. The Her Film Camp for Youth Power 360 students premiered with 3 new student films. There's a great shot of Meredith right there with her crew posing on the red carpet on the night of the premiere. That's going to be showing at the Inn at Riverwalk in at Riverwalk Theater, so you can check that out. But it's always cool to see people doing all kinds. It's good to see locals do really cool stuff. I think I really enjoy watching locals kind of follow their passion. So there's a look at the Vail Valley Live or Vail Daily right there. Pick that up, check it out. There's our live shot up on Vail Mountain Canyon as the snow continues to fall. We're now down low. We got a couple inches pretty much. You showed in Gypsum there's a few inches. There's a few inches in Edwards. How's it looking where you're standing? You got some good accumulations up there on the mountain?
Here, I'll show you the path.
Okay. that shot never gets old.
No.
That's always a good one. Yeah, now your face is all cold.
Clean it up. I've made the conversion, though. I put my split board into the snowboard. I'm going to ride back down. Didn't come up too high today. Started off, actually, I checked my OnX at 6:30 this morning. I got about 3/4 of a mile up here, gained a few hundred feet in elevation. But the idea behind this is we want to share with our viewers through this technology really what's going on in the mountain. We don't want to just be talking heads on our program. We want to bring relevant information, and we know that you guys love snow reports. So if we could, Rachel, we'll bring up that B-roll of the snow stakes for both Vail and Beaver Creek, and Billy will show those back to back. If people aren't familiar with these, you can go to vail.com and check out the snow stake. And as you mentioned, Billy, the snow started last night, and we did pick up 2 new inches, and we'll run this a couple times. This is a really cool camera to get an accurate idea on what the snow totals are.
Yeah, those are terrific. I never get tired of looking at the accumulation shots like that because our viewers down there, as you said, you guys want to know what's happening on the mountain. Ken thankfully hiked up there, got up there early, put all that effort up there, and he's showing you right now. So you guys are at home, hopefully enjoying a nice cup of coffee in bed, maybe some tea. Maybe you're even chewing on a turkey drumstick. I don't know. Maybe I would be. But we're showing you what you guys are going to experience when you walk out today. So hopefully you'll get a chance to get out there and really enjoy some of this stuff. And you notice at the bottom of the screen, we have the crawl going of all the different runs that are being opened up. And if you're missing on some of those, thinking maybe I should write these down, you can get on vail.com, beavercreek.com, and they're going to show you all the runs that are being open, lifts that are open, grooming reports, so you can get a better idea of what you want to do today when you hit the mountain. Now, Ken, you got your board. Are you going to stick around today on the mountain all day and have some fun, or are you going to head back out after the show?
I've got to go to work after this one. It's a busy day at the resort, so I'll be there. But as far as snow totals, as you mentioned, 2 new inches at Vail, 2 at Beaver Creek. Vail right now has over 5 feet of snow that's happened so far this year, just about 2 feet of settled base. They have 23% of the mountain open. And if we could, I wanted to bring up one. Actually, yeah, we'll bring up our snow forecast. Billy, I do want to say something. You were kind of wrong on your weather report earlier.
Okay.
We were expecting that, but that's okay. That's okay, man. It's
hey,
very tough.
I never claim to be right all the time.
It's kind of tough to be spot on, but you were accurate in that the snow is already supposed to have subsided. That storm rolled in last night as predicted, and the National Weather Service and Open Snow was called for about 1 inch. They said a maximum of 3 inches. We got 2, so we landed right in the middle of that. But as we've also mentioned several times this morning, the snow continues, so we could see some more snow accumulation throughout the day and into tomorrow. But again, Billy, you've said it several times, be careful driving. Yeah. There are many visitors that are tuned in locally in the hotel rooms this morning. Leave yourself plenty of time, especially if you have to get down to DIA, as it is going to be slow going today. Or you know what? It's the Thanksgiving holiday. Just postpone it. Stay an extra day.
Yeah, book another night. Book another night, right? And something else, as Ken mentioned, talk about the driving. Another thing I want to throw out there is we are in the Rocky Mountains. We have a lot of very large animals that live in and amongst us here in the Rocky Mountains. And when new snow falls, especially a lot of snow, they tend to come down. So that's another thing. As you're driving around the roads, just keep an eye out on the sides of the roadways because you get Rocky Mountain sheep come down, bighorn sheep, lots of deer, and they like to hang out just like people. They want to go where it's easier to walk around, and that means the area is lower, or maybe tend to be plowed right there. There's a live shot of the roadways, West Vail, Dow Junction, Eisenhower Tunnel, Vail Pass. Roads are looking better than they were this morning when Ken and I made our way to work this morning coming to talk to you folks. They're starting to clear off, but nonetheless, as he mentioned, as I mentioned, give yourself plenty of time. There's no rush. Please don't rush. That's when the problems start to occur, and there's a live shot from this morning of all that snow that was falling that Ken took. Terrific. That's what it was. We're in the heart of the Rockies right here. And that is one of the challenges we have, right, Ken?
Yeah, most definitely. It was definitely slippery conditions. Again, surprised to see so much snow down in Gypsum. It has been almost tropical down there throughout the entire season. We haven't really seen any accumulation. My youngest son, River, was out dirt biking up on the, up and around Gypsum area, especially over toward the pass, going over toward Aspen, and it's been dry. So people have been mountain biking down there and dirt biking and riding horses.
Right. And you wake up to this. Then you wake up to this.
Yeah,
and as I'm looking out now, even where Ken's standing, the snow's falling even harder. It's intensifying. So something to keep in mind, again, if you are traveling. We're going to take it to a break. We got more coming up. We got Ken up on the mountain. Hopefully we'll be able to talk to Tricia down in the Keys again, because that was cool. But stick around. A lot more coming up here on Vail Valley Live. Thanks for being here.
We're for the fashion forward and budget minded. We've got the brands that set you apart, the style to make you stand out, the looks that let you shine. We are for the dreamers, the doers, and the savers. Outlets at Silverthorne. Elevate your savings. Save up to 70% on the best designer brands. Visit outletsatssilverthorne.com for current sales and events.
People used to tell me all the time, "What are you doing? There's no place for you on these mountains." I climb these mountains to remind myself of everything that I've worked for. This is symbolic of everything to me. My recovery, my independence, moving forward with my life.
Mount Everest and Kirsty are two bad bitches that are gonna go at it.
Oh my Lord.
I guess mountaineering is just this emotional roller coaster of everything. You know, one minute you think it's all going to work out smashingly well, and the next it's all kind of falling apart in front of you.
And the whole leg used to come up. It's freezing.
My prosthetic is everything. I have to make sure this thing is dialed.
How old are you when?
21.
Oh my God.
She suffered multiple injuries, the most severe being her leg.
She was extremely sick. They didn't know if she was going to make it.
I hit a downward spiral. I wanted to give up.
I really am inspired by Kirsty. She is climbing for other people as much as she is for herself.
The 7 Summits to me is really just a means for me to pay it forward, to inspire the next generations that they can overcome whatever adversity that they may be facing. To dream and to fail and then to keep dreaming and come back after it.
Weather and Mountain Report is brought to you by Liv Sotheby's International Realty, Colorado's leading real estate firm. Contact your Vail Valley broker professionals today to help you live the life you love.
Welcome back to Vail Valley Live. Billy Dorn here at the Grand Hyatt at the studios where we are bringing the news to you. Taking a look at our weather, Ken and I have been talking to you guys about what's happening. It is snowing still outside the studios right here. Temperature is going to be relatively chilly today. Currently, it's 15 degrees in Beaver Creek, 14 up there on Vail Mountain where Ken is currently. We'll be coming back to him shortly. But the evening temperature is pretty chilly still, so keep that in mind, especially if you have pets that spend time outside. You want to always keep that in mind. We got a few inches of snow and more coming as the snow continues to fall right there. There's another shot for the next few days. Looks like we might have another chance of snow coming on Tuesday. 9 inches, that'd be great. 7 inches, possibly. We'll take whatever we can get. This time of year, as Ken mentioned earlier, the conditions we're seeing right here on Vail and Beaver Creek are fantastic compared to years past. This time of year, it's great to see the snow that we do have. There's your few days coming up right here. On Tuesday, 23, low of 2. Ooh, those evening temperatures, man, they still get me. Even after 33 years of living up here, those cold temperatures are like, get me sometimes. But then the sun comes, makes a reappearance on Wednesday and Thursday, and the next chance of possibility of some weather or some snow would be going into next weekend. We're going to take it, actually, we'll take it to Ken in just a second, but I want to talk about something else that's coming up, and we're going to have Ken's input on this because he's got his foot in the door with these guys, and I'm talking about the men's U.S. ski team. They're going to be in Beaver Creek the weekend of December 2nd to 4th, this upcoming weekend, and it is downhill, and Super G. You can see it right there. Downhill, the Beaver Creek course. Now, I've had a chance to interview many skiers, and the Beaver Creek downhill course is one of the most difficult in the world. These guys and girls ski all over the world, but I've talked to several skiers who compare this to the run in Kitzbühel, the Hahnekon, which is one of the most difficult downhill runs in the world, and they say Beaver Creek is right up there. But it is an event, as you're looking right here, it is like a rock concert. It's like a rock festival with the noisemakers, the people up there partying, having fun. Right there, the Xfinity Birds of Prey. You can look up bcworldcup.com or beavercreek.com for the schedule of events, but it is extremely exciting. You talk about hanging it out there on the edge. These guys are literally skiing, on ice. We don't want ice generally in our type of skiing that we do. These guys want ice. They are cutting that edge. Now, Hovey, you're up there on the mountain. You're good friends with some of these guys. You kind of have a foot in the door with the ski team. You get a lot of behind the scenes, hearing about how the things are with them. What's it like in the life of a ski racer getting ready to come to Beaver Creek from your vantage point?
Dude, they are like gladiators. They're unbelievable. You really have to keep in mind, I'm a snowboarder, so generally they don't like to hang out with me on the mountain because it's just not that cool, right? And I definitely can't keep up with them. I say that Vikings.
Yeah.
They are absolutely out of their mind. And
yeah.
For people to give you an idea on what it's like, on what they race on, they go up, Billy said it, it's as hard as a rock. They actually want the hardest surface possible. They go upwards of 90 miles per hour, and the only thing they wear is spandex and a helmet. They point it, they pray, and they huck their carcass at 90 miles an hour. Imagine going down the highway on the flats on skis at 90 miles an hour in spandex, and then you crash and you slide.
No, thank you.
It is nothing to. Yeah, Travis Gannon, Tommy Ford, Bryce Bennett, who's a giant. The guy's like 9 feet tall. And of course, one of my best friends, Steven Nyman, believe in Steven. And, the thing with Steven is he's podiumed there before. He's in his mid-30s. Don't want to talk about that too much. But as a ski racer, he's pushing having an elderly, he'll pretty soon he'll be at the early bird specials at Show. But he's got 2 kids. He is a beast. Go check out Steven Nyman's Instagram and look at the shots of him with his shirt off. You're going to drool. These dudes out there. So if you're a snowboarder even, it doesn't matter. Go to the races. Watch it. It is just crazy. As you mentioned, Billy, they like a hard, they don't like this.
Yeah, that's not what they want. You know what? Funny. One time, now, Hovey, you and I have both been snowboarding for over 30 years. I think we're some of the first in the whole valley. Not to brag, but a fact. And I've actually one day, by chance, by accident, all I wanted to do was cross the downhill courses after the races were done. And I was on a catwalk crossing the Birds of Prey downhill up there in Beaver Creek. And I can ride an edge. I have no problem. I can get down pretty much anything. Man, my board went right underneath me, and I went like 300 yards down the run. There was nothing to hold on to. Like you said, these guys, they want rock-hard ice, and they just let it all hang out. And I love that you call them gladiators. I love that you call them Vikings, because you're literally putting your life on the line, like you said.
Yeah, they're insane. Billy, I can only imagine what that was like. And I have a similar story. It was 5 or 6 years ago. Nyman got me permission. It's probably the last time I'll be allowed to do it. He got me permission to go on the downhill on the day before when they were doing their training runs. And I'm on my snowboard. And I'm like, sweet, I'm going to get to this spot and get this shot. Well, all of a sudden, I am on my butt, sliding out of control at like 50 miles per hour. And I come to like a crashing stop, and I can hear on the radio of one of the guys, he's like, oh, it's one of Nyman's buddies. Like, it's not, like everyone's like, oh, the snowboarder.
Yeah, the snowboarder.
Like, oh my God,
something tells me that's just one thing in a long list of things that you're not going to be able to do anymore.
yeah. The Vail Valley Foundation and I, we have an interesting relationship.
Hey, no one got hurt. No one got hurt, so it was all good. It makes for good TV. It makes for a great story. Yeah, it's crazy what those guys do, but you can get on beavercreek.com, bcworldcup.com, and get the whole schedule of events. It is a ruckus of a weekend. It is a lot of fun, and I'm proud to say my wife is actually singing the national anthem on Sunday on the 4th, so I'll be up there Sunday morning, so if you see me, come by and say hello. But it is a fantastic event. It's free of charge. Just get to Beaver Creek and let the buses do the rest. They'll get you all the way up onto the ski mountain, bring some noisemakers, have some fun. But Hovey, things are looking like the snow's still falling down where you are. That looks like man, I like that. I like the look of that. I like the look of that.
It's good. Now I'm gonna make my way down. I'm not gonna show video while I ride because it'll get shaky. But before I do depart on my descent down, I just wanted to show another thing I'm talking about for the uphill traffic. There you go.
Love it. Yeah. If you're going to go up there and hike around, just be visible. They want to make sure they can see you. Hey, you know what? We just came through Thanksgiving weekend, and as if you didn't get enough calories, we're going to tease you a little bit more. We are here at the Grand Hyatt Vail, and we're going to tease you with their amazingly talented pastry chef and the incredible creations they're making. So fill up that coffee, fill up that tea. Check this out.
Hey there, we're here at the restaurant Gesner, which is located in the Grand Hyatt Vail, and we're joined with Chef Pearson, the one, the only. Thank you for joining us today.
No, thank you for having me. This is awesome.
So Gesner, tell us a little bit about the restaurant, the vibe, the menu.
No, for sure. So Swiss influence, a lot of American flair. We brought chefs from all over the country to work here. We have our chef de cuisine has worked in a ton of different kinds of restaurants, from sushi to American to French. So we've just had a lot of fun with the menu, and changing it seasonally has been just ideal for guests, that come back to us and hang out with us. So it's been a lot of fun so far.
So today we're gonna get our hands dirty. You see, I'm sporting the apron, and we're gonna go back in the kitchen. What are we making today?
So we're gonna hit breakfast, because I'm a breakfast person. So I'm thinking we're gonna do a beet hummus toast. We're gonna do a fried egg, some cotija cheese. I'm gonna put you to work. We're gonna have some fun.
All right, let's go. All right, so we made it back in the kitchen on the chef's line, which is really special. Yes. This is the exclusive look behind the making of the beet toast. So let's dive right in.
Let's do it. So I have it set up today just to show everyone how we make it. So we do the hummus, pre-roasted beets, a little oil. We have shallots, lemon juice, cumin, roasted garlic, some zest, and then some herbs. So the biggest thing with this is to make it smooth. So what we do is we just put it in the food processor for 5 minutes. It almost gets warm that it's in there so long, and that's what really makes ours special. It really brings out that flavor for us.
And are these chickpeas pre-cooked?
They are. So we actually toasted them.
We
toast them to bring out that nutty flavor, which we think really helps the dish.
That's fantastic. So this all goes in the food processor.
So everything's gonna go in the food processor, about 5 minutes, and once it comes out, you're gonna have this awesome product of the beet hummus. So
amazing.
If you're ready.
Look at this. Beet hummus, that's very special. I love the color that it adds to it.
Yeah, it brings out, it lets the dish pop, off a white plate. It's just, people have really been happy with it, so.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Well, let's dive in.
All right, let's do it. So first is the bread. Avon Bakery, rosemary sourdough. We love it.
Their bread.
We're bringing 100 loaves of this in a week almost.
This is made locally.
Yes.
Avon Bakery, I love that.
So we put it in the salamander. You could use a toaster at home if you're making it at home. We toast both sides of it, real simple. This thing is over 500 degrees, so it's super quick.
The Ultra Toaster. Not available at home.
Not available at home. So as you can see, less than 30 seconds. super quick.
Wow, very impressive.
So now I'm done. Now it's your turn to work. So I'm gonna put you to work. So we have some pre-toasted bread and we have you set up in order. So first things first is you're gonna take this spoon, I'll get you a plate set up and just spread as much hummus onto the plate as you want.
Okay, here we go. How thick?
Pretty thin, you know, just from
Pretty
edge
thin.
to edge,
Okay.
almost as much as you would put peanut butter on the toast would be
Okay,
my
that's-
recommendation.
Okay,
So
probably a
you're,
little too much.
you're perfect right
Mhm.
there.
Okay.
Next, what we have is our roasted beets. Super simple, so as many or as little as you want on there. And then we have local heirloom tomatoes. So these are the Brandywine heirloom cherry tomatoes.
Look at that
super
color.
flavorful, bunch of different colors.
Okay, am I going overboard?
No, you're killing it. You're killing it. So the hidden is the fried egg that we talked about.
Yes.
So with the fried egg, I like to put it on next. Just right on top.
That doesn't scream breakfast.
Little
I don't
protein,
know what
little
does.
breakfast. Can't go wrong. After that is just a little bit of garnish. So we have
Okay.
cotija cheese, we have pickled red onions,
Mhm.
and some Nap Ranch microgreens.
We love Nut Branch, also local. Check that out.
We do a ton with them. They come in. We love to do demonstrations, presentations, whatever it is. They've been a great partner.
I love that you're partnering with locals. That is
It's been fun.
fantastic. Okay, so what's first?
So I'm saying cheese is first.
Cheese is first.
Just a little pinch. Cotija cheese.
Mm-hmm.
And then you have pickled red onions, which we do in-house.
How long does it take to pickle an onion?
It's quick. You know, as soon as the liquid cools down in the jar, I think they're ready to go. It's one of the staples. I always have this in my fridge at home. So then we'll just finish it with a little microgreens. We just put them right on top. Just a little color, little love on top.
Fantastic.
And that's it. That is our beet hummus toast.
All right, Chef Pearson. I think you and I have to try it.
Oh man, I brought the knife for a reason. So
Okay,
let's
amazing.
cut this up.
All right, cheers.
Thank you. It's good after a big workout, a hard ride. So people that are in Vail coming through, I'd say come get some pancakes, come get some beet hummus toast and enjoy.
There's something for everyone on this menu, any time of the day.
Absolutely.
I feel super lucky to be let in behind the kitchen, on the chef's line. Thank you so much, Chef Pearson.
No, thanks for having me. Next time we'll maybe do the tiki bar. We'll go outside and enjoy the sun.
All right. That is so good. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, it's a keeper.
Mm. 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 Mm.
This Weather and Mountain Report is brought to you by Grand Hyatt Vail, Hyatt's newest luxury resort in Vail.
Welcome back to Vail Valley Live. Yes, this weather report is brought to you by Grand Hyatt Vail. That's where our studios are. That's where we're reporting right now. If you're in the area, come by and check it out and say hi. This is a gorgeous property. In addition to being such an amazing property, they have incredible restaurants. They have Messmer Gessner restaurant. Excuse me. They have the Fireside Bar. They have the Yoshimi Sushi. It's just a beautiful venue. Not to mention, we're also right next to Cascade Lift, which just opened last few days. So that is another access point to the rest of Vail Mountain. Tends to be one of the less used lift. A little secret there. But that is all here at the Grand Hyatt Vail. As we look at the weather, things are the snow's easing up just a little bit. but I believe it is supposed to snow for the rest of the afternoon and into tomorrow. Temperatures not too bad. It's a little chilly, so be prepared. If you're heading out there today, it's going to be great. You're going to have a wonderful day. Layer up, layering, you can't go wrong. It's better to have it, not need it, than to get up there and go, oh, I wish I put that last layer of fleece on. So make sure you layer up. There's a look at the temperatures. Currently 14 on Vail Mountain, 15 up there in Beaver Creek, but temperatures pretty chilly. Evenings definitely cold as we look at just a little bit of snow, only a few inches, but that hopefully will continue in the next few hours over the course of the day, and we'll get a little more snow coming up. There's a look at the next few days. Oh, Tuesday on the 29th. Wouldn't it be great to see 9 to 10 inches of snow show up? That would be terrific. Of course, over here in Vail, they're talking about 7 to 8, 9 to 10 over in Beaver Creek. It's interesting how these storms can actually bop around and only be a few miles distance from two areas, and the snow conditions can be way different. That's the strangeness of the Rocky Mountains. That's just the way it is. If you are driving today, as we've been saying, Ken and I have been saying all morning, give yourself plenty of time and get going as soon as you can and get going. Don't rush. There's a live shot of the roads. They're looking a little bit clearer each day. Another thing I want to remind you, is if you're driving, make sure your wiper fluid is topped off. In these kind of conditions, especially if they start dropping stuff on the road, you're going to want a lot of wiper fluid. If you get stuck behind a semi and you got that heater going, your defroster, as that snow hits your windshield or if that water, it's going to mess up your glass quick. So make sure you have plenty of wiper fluid to keep those windshields clear and clean, because there's some expanses there where you're kind of in between towns. There's not a lot going on right there. So make sure your car is all ready to go. So we got, Rachel, we got coming up next? What we got going here? Let's take it to our man about the mountain, Ken Hovey. Ken, looks like you're down at the low. How was the run down, and where are you now?
It was so fun, Billy. It was really good. The snow was awesome, and it still continues to come down this morning. Now, keep in mind that the Eagle Bond Gondola, Born Free Express, they open at 9 o'clock. They close at 3:30, but the snow is phenomenal. And, Billy, as we move into sort of the closing of our show, let's bring up a whole bunch of footage that we've stockpiled this morning and take our viewers through it. One of the things I wanted to start with were the snowcats that I saw this morning. If Rachel wouldn't mind bringing that up. This was a great shot.
Oh, cool shot, yeah.
Those guys that work on Vail Mountain, they work so hard, and they literally work from the moment that the mountain closes until it reopens. And those were some of the snowcats that were down here in Lion's Head this morning, grooming it just to absolute perfection and getting out of there. And this is one of the things I also talked about. If you're considering hiking up the mountain, you need to be aware of. Billy, you mentioned the roads once again. It was a great road report. I figured we could bring that up again. I do want to remind the viewers, your lack of planning does not constitute an emergency for the rest of us. That's our tagline for the rest of the year. It is slippery conditions all the way from Eagle and Gypsum till you get into Vail. There's West Vail. Don't catch yourself glancing at the Christmas decorations too much. Eyes on the road and pay attention. And then, Billy, another thing we could bring up, we just want to get all this information out, are our snow states, and to show people those 2 inches. And keep in mind that this footage was as of 5:30 this morning for Vail and Beaver Creek Mountains, both resorts reporting 2 new inches of snow. So far this for the season, Vail with over 5 feet of snow, Beaver Creek close behind that. Beaver Creek has an 18-inch settled base. I think they have something like 9 runs open, about 5% of the mountain, while Vail has 23% of the mountain open. And I believe it's something like 65 runs that are available. So a lot of information to gather this morning. Make sure you tune in each and every morning from 7:30 to 9:30 on Vail Valley Live, as we'll be bringing you the stuff that you need to know here in the mountains. And I was thinking, Billy, tomorrow I'm going to cruise by. I'm going to get my Beaver Creek parking pass, and maybe I'll skin up Beaver Creek Mountain and bring a report from there tomorrow.
I think you should. You're bringing the information right to people's beds as they're sitting there watching us having coffee, and that's what they want. They want to know what's happening up there on the mountain. I love those snow stakes. The last one we showed there was of course Beaver Creek, and you know that because there's 2 chocolate chip cookies sitting right there. And Hovey, you're no stranger to chocolate chip cookies up there in Beaver Creek every single day at 3:30. Man, the chefs start pouring out all over the village with huge platters of nice warm chocolate chip cookies, free to the public. They do it every day. So if it's your first time here in the valley, here in the Eagle River Valley, visiting Vail or Beaver Creek, especially if you're in Beaver Creek, know that there's all kinds of cool little things like that happening. The chocolate chip cookies are in Beaver Creek, not in Vail. But Hovey, there is an event coming up in Vail. I believe it's tonight. Is it tonight?
Wait,
it's the community kickoff party.
Really quick, you just got me like Pavlov's dog. You mentioned chocolate chip cookies, and I started drooling. I've actually been reprimanded for eating too many cookies at Beaver Creek.
I knew it. I was saying, Hovey, you could put away a whole platter of those and no problem, and I'm guessing that's what you were trying to do.
That's what the hike for. What's the event that's going on, Billy?
The event, this is a big event. This is a locals event. This is a community winter kickoff party. There it is right there. That is happening right in Checkpoint Charlie, right in Vail Village. You guys, these events in that area are a riot, and they're hilarious, and they're so much fun. The festivities are happening, especially with this new snow. People are going to be ready to rock and roll. All locals, employees, and friends of Vail are welcome to join us, and that is tonight at Checkpoint Charlie. It starts at 4 o'clock, goes till 8 o'clock, and all I have to say is let the wild rumpus begin, because they're going to be doing giveaways. There's live music, free food and beverages. They're giving away all kinds of tickets to like raffles and things like that. And you don't even have to be there to win some of these, but you do have to be a Vail employee. So check it out. That's going to be one heck of an event. But right now, as I mentioned earlier, I kind of got a little off. You know, we've eaten so many calories this past weekend. We're going to take it to a little piece now. You're going to really start drooling. Ken was talking about the Pavlovian drooling. I see it when I see this piece, man. These pastry chefs right here at the Grand Hyatt. Check this out. We'll get you going. Top off that coffee. Sorry, my bad. Sorry, the pastry chefs at the Four Seasons. I'm sorry, Four Seasons. The Four Seasons, another amazing property right here in Vail. If you get a chance to come on over there, walk through it, have a cocktail, enjoy the ambiance. The Four Seasons is gorgeous. And here's the pastries they put out.
My name's Braden. I'm the pastry chef here at Four Seasons Vail. So I got into pastry because my dad loved to cook, and I have 3 brothers, so I knew that dessert was always a thing. So instead of learning how to cook, I always taught myself how to bake. And then I found out that I kind of have a big passion for it. My favorite recipes that I make is a buttermilk pie. It's a big southern dish. A lot of people are skeptical about it when they hear about it. My Meemaw made it for me growing up, and every time we'd go visit, she had it ready. And so I found the recipe, and back in the day it was 2 red scoops of this. And so I had to kind of tweak it and play with that recipe myself, and I ended up perfecting it. I think that's really beautiful about it, is just finding that perfect recipe and really seeing it come to life. My creative process is different day to day. As I've learned from being a cook to being a chef, it takes a team to kind of lock in something that you're proud of, and we develop a dish, we all taste it, we see what we could tweak, what we think would work better. Just seeing the full final dish come to life is what makes it all worth it. As a pastry chef, I think a big thing is being detail-oriented. A lot of people call pastry chefs perfectionists, and I think that goes back to the science of everything. It is time management, patience, learning how to balance a lot of things at the same time. Things are always changing in the culinary world, so you try to stay hip with the times. I ended up in Vail because the Four Seasons as a corporation gives you the opportunity to travel around the world. My first impressions getting into Vail, I was speechless. And just coming over the pass and then driving down into the valley, there's not many places like it. But I think that's what draws a lot of people in, and when you find a place like that, you don't want to take it for granted. Having the team that we have here at the Four Seasons, we're all kind of one big family, so we take care of each other. If someone gets homesick, you know, we're always there. I feel like if you don't chase your dreams, are you really living? I've been in positions where I was comfortable, but it wasn't what I wanted. I wanted a challenge. I wanted to push myself. You know, so many times you don't want to risk, but the risk is what makes the reward so much sweeter. Pun intended.
Have I got a secret for you? Sales Spectacular from the Columbia outlet. It's not just fleece anymore. 2 for $50, mind you, which is amazing. Sorel boots are at the Columbia outlet, all from $50 to $89. Plus, with your savings card booklet, save an extra 10% off when you spend $75 or more. Castle Rock or Silverthorne, it's the place to be at the Columbia Outlet. See you there.
Welcome back to Vail Valley Live. Billy Doran here in the studios live at the Grand Hyatt Vail. The snow continues to fall. Hey, I wanted to mention something that's happening tonight. If you're into a live music and you like a nice cozy pub to listen to some great tunes, the Route 6 Cafe right in Eagle Vale, right on Highway 24 and Highway 6 right there. Kevin Danzig is playing from 7 to 9 tonight. And I tell you, Kevin's been playing in the Valley a long time. Really, really amazingly talented guy, and it'll be a really fun event. Ollie does a terrific job out there at Route 6 Cafe. So just a little something I want to toss out to you right now. Speaking of tossing, I'm really excited because we're taking it back to the Keys. We're taking it back to Tricia Swenson. She is live right off the coast of the Florida Keys. Tricia, I love seeing you there. How's the fishing going?
Well, you know what? We caught 2 yellowtails, and so we're gonna have that for dinner.
Sashimi. Sashimi.
Yeah. So there's our little sashimi. You've got our photos. That's awesome. So we're excited about that. We got a couple barracudas. Man, you should see the teeth on those things.
Oh, they're vicious.
What the teeth look like, it's crazy. But yeah, so we just went out of Bud and Mary's Marina. We're staying at the Chica Lodge down at Isla Mirada, and just a great group. You know, it's so fun to have these guys with us. We have Dylan and Ben. Oh, hey, here we go. Here's
We got something coming in. Oh, there it is. I see that pole bending. Oh, yeah, there we go. You're into them. You're into them. You're into them. I love it.
Yeah.
Well, I think I can pretty much speak for everyone here. You're making everyone so jealous because though we love the snow and we love where we are, we're looking at you going, man, that looks warm, it looks inviting, and we know you're going to have fresh sashimi tonight.
Oh, I know. We might even have it for lunch. You never know.
There you go.
We're snorkeling this afternoon, and we did a gator tour earlier. Have you ever been to the Everglades?
I haven't. I've done those tours, and it's incredible. Some of those guys, it's like they know the gators. They come right up to the boat, and they feed them like stuff.
Yeah. Totally. Yeah. So we're trying to soak it all in. You know, do all the Florida activities.
It sounds like you're doing it right. It sounds like you're doing it right.
Yeah.
How many people do you have on that boat right there?
Okay, so we've got 6 of us.
6 of
so
us,
we got
man.
A family. Yeah, so Thad and Dylan are making things happen for us.
That's so awesome. I think we're gonna bring Tricia, we're gonna bring Hovey in here. Hovey's up on the mountains. We're gonna bring him in to join this conversation because this is just so cool. Just gotta love technology. I never get tired of watching this kind of mix of everything happening.
It looks like fun.
Wow.
Oh, look at
man.
now, Eric. So Tricia's on. You're standing in the Arabelle here in Vail, Colorado.
Amazing. Maybe we need to do some kind of exchange with Tricia. But indeed, I'm here. Good to see you this morning, Tricia. Get back to those fish.
Yeah, get back to those fish. Catch the big one, Tricia.
Nice we get something right there.
taxidermist
Anyway, but
and get.
Okay.
Hovey, you starting to see some? Hovey, you starting to see some people starting to mill about? Are the people kind of getting excited to get on the mountain for this fresh snow?
It is, yeah, definitely starting to see people milling around. No lines yet, though. Lifts opening up at 9, closing at 3:30. But there are always those few people that are here like a half an hour before the lifts open. My advice to folks out there, although the snow is awesome, great to see 2 new inches of snow, today is not the morning, as we've mentioned, Billy, to be racing to the slopes. You know, it's not like the double-digit powder day. You know, it's good snow. I'm not going to go so far as to say it's great snow. You're missing out if you're not here. So just take it easy. There's going to be plenty for everybody throughout the day. But I am right here at the Arabelle at Vail Square. Throughout this week, I've been kind of posted up out of here. This is definitely my favorite hotel in Vail, especially in Lions Head. They have the ice skating rink that's located here. A lot of activities, hot cocoa every afternoon, and also it is just steps away from the lift. So a great place to stay. And also, even if you're not staying here, come down and cruise around the property and check out their holiday decorations. They've done a great job at putting everybody in the Christmas spirit.
Yeah, that's one of the wonderful things about living here is not just during the holidays, but it's throughout the whole winter. You feel like you're literally in that winter wonderland. And Ken, I want to touch on something that you mentioned earlier when you're up on the mountain, and it's the people. I'm going to say little people because that's what we think of when we think of the people behind the scenes, but they're not little people. I'm talking about the armies and teams of people like you talked about, the snowmakers, the groomers, the lift operators, the information people, all those people out there. And there's some I didn't even name. If you see them out there, just say, hey, thanks, because they're the ones that are getting up there before the sunrise, before the lifts are open, and it's a lot of work. It's a lot of effort to get up there and get that mountain ready the way you folks want it. So if you see them, just say, hey, man, thank you so much for a terrific job, because they're the ones who really make it happen.
I totally agree with you. And Billy, you know, I've always said all along, I love free things. One of the easiest and freest things you can do is be courteous, be kind, say thank you. Don't get in a rush. These guys are out here working, and women, just nonstop to make sure that your vacation goes great. So extend the courtesy to them. Be cool, right?
Yeah.
That's all you got to do is be cool, be nice.
Yeah, you're in Colorado skiing. Why not? I mean, come on.
Right? I teach my boys this, right? Yes, ma'am. No, ma'am. Please and thank you.
Yeah,
that's
those
it.
go a long way.
And
They go a
hold the
long way for sure, Ken.
Yeah, and before we wrap it up, I'll send it back to you, Billy. I'll turn the camera around here in just a moment, show you the mountain. Good conditions down here, 2 new inches of snow once again at Vail, and things are about to ramp up. We're going to see it slow down just a little bit, especially after tomorrow. Many people headed home after their Thanksgiving break, but as we move into next week, it'll slow down just a little bit, and right around December 15th, that's when everybody starts to return for the holiday season.
Yeah, you got that right. You got that right. So it's still a little quiet right now. So those guests who are here right now, take full advantage of these runs. You got the whole thing to yourself for those runs that open. Let's take it back to Trisha real quick because I love that we have her on the line right now. So Trisha, you mentioned after the fishing today, you guys are going to be snorkeling this afternoon?
So,
Yeah, so we're going to do a little snorkeling this afternoon along the reef, and you know, I've never been to the Keys. Maybe you guys have. I'm sure Hovey has, but yeah, just the clear water.
Oh,
and,
it's beautiful.
The different color fish.
It's beautiful.
We just saw a couple dolphins.
Oh, it's like it's heavenly down there. I've only ever been to Key West. That was back on a college spring break trip, and we did get out there and did some snorkeling, and we did some fishing, and it was gorgeous. So I can tell you right now, everyone here is very envious of where you are right now, but they're excited to be here as well. So it's kind of this thing going on right now. But it's been great to see Trisha out there in the Keys. Great to see Ken Hovey. As we start to wrap things up, I just want to make a reminder to everyone, this upcoming weekend, December 2nd and the 4th, the Birds of Prey, that takes over Beaver Creek. We're talking about the giant slalom, and we're talking about downhill slalom and giant downhill. Huge event, huge event. Make sure you get out and check that out. Hopefully you're going to be there with us. As Ken and I have been talking about throughout the entire show, if you have any driving to do today, if you need to make your way to Denver, please give yourself plenty of time. The roads are not in good shape. It is icy, especially as we get up to the top of Vail Pass and Eisenhower Tunnel. It's going to be even colder and icier up there. So they are trying to maintain things the best they can on the roads, but it's a slick morning. Give yourself plenty of room. You're gonna hit traffic if you wait this afternoon. It always bottlenecks around Idaho Springs, so give yourself plenty of time. But this has been a terrific show. So great to work with my two friends. We've been working together for about 10 years,
Billy,
so this is great to see you guys.
Billy, I have to say something before we leave. I have to start a really great conversation between Trisha and her guides. And some people out there know about this. Trisha, ask your guides about Fantasy Fest in Key West over Halloween. Okay? And to our viewers, Google Fantasy Fest.
I got to look
Ask
this up
them.
now.
They're all going to be like, we're not going to talk about it on air.
Leave
It's a fun one.
it to Hobie to throw something right in the end, right in there that makes everyone go, uh-oh, I got to check that out, I think.
Let's just say this. Public nudity is accepted so long as your entire body is painted. It's no joke.
Of course,
Yeah.
Ken, of course, because why not? Why not?
Why not?
So with that little tidbit, I think we're going to take it to a show close. Trisha, thank you so much for checking in from Key West. Ken, always awesome to see you. Ken, thanks for the effort of getting up there so early this morning and hiking up the mountain. I am Billy Doran. We've been live here at the Grand Hyatt Vail, the beautiful studios here. Great day to get out there. Get lots of water. If you're new to the valley, if you haven't been here before, stay hydrated. As Ken said earlier, be considerate. Please, thank you, and especially when you're out there driving, take your time. You'll get there, and please get there in one piece. We're going to take it show close. You guys, thanks so much for being here. You can check out here Vail Valley Live every morning from 7:30 to 8:30 live on Channel 17 Outside Television. Also, you can follow us on YouTube and like us on Facebook or vailvalley.com. All that happening. Billy Doran signing off from Vail, Colorado here at the Grand Hyatt. Have a great day and get out there and enjoy it.
Right? That was it.